So I reversed my prediabetes by making lifestyle changes and using the ketogenic diet. And I currently maintain good metabolic health by following the principles outlined in my guide and journal, Metabolic Mastery. In my last video, I shared how I had warning signs of insulin resistance on my face, on my body, and revealed some of the signs and symptoms to watch out for if you suspect you may be insulin resistant. The good news for those of you who are insulin resistant is that healing metabolic damage in the early stages is relatively simple. Today I'm going to share 5 biohacks that are part of my daily routine that help to keep me insulin sensitive, lean, and full of energy. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Ryan, aka your keto cousin, and today we are diving into how you can easily start reversing insulin resistance to combat prediabetes or diabetes with just a few simple hacks. Additionally, I've created a free guide that you can use, so print it out, stick it on your fridge or mirror, and follow it for at least 28 days, and I promise you, you will see amazing results. So, did you know that our modern lifestyles where we are glued to our screens, bathing in blue light, is wreaking havoc on our insulin levels and our health? The first easy yet powerful hack to boost your insulin sensitivity and overall health is to align your circadian rhythm with natural sunlight. Start your day by stepping outside and seeing the sunrise. Getting the morning sun at sunrise exposes you to extremely beneficial red and infrared rays, which stimulate energy production within your mitochondria, which is your body's power generator. These days, people are spending hundreds and even thousands of dollars on red light treatments, but the most effective and natural source is free and comes from the sun. If you can't catch the sunrise, just getting outside in the morning and letting the sunlight hit your face and skin for a few minutes can really make a big difference. This little habit helps your body to produce vitamin D, and it syncs your circadian rhythms. So why is this important? Well, your body's internal clock, or your circadian rhythm, plays a huge role in regulating insulin and blood sugar levels. Disruptions to this rhythm can mess with your metabolism and even lead to conditions like insulin resistance and type 2 diabetes. Some fascinating research shows that when the circadian genes clock and BMAL1 are disrupted, this leads to lower insulin production and then to diabetes. So morning sunlight exposure is key. It helps set your internal clock, which improves your sleep and boosts insulin sensitivity. So right now it's the middle of summer in Southern California where I live. So sunrise for me is about 5:50 a.m. And you can use the Circadian app to track the rising and setting of the sun so that you know in your area when you should wake up. I set my alarm for 5:40 so I can wake up and get outside just in time for the sunrise. So our second hack has to do with the first meal of the day. Did you know that your body is naturally more insulin sensitive in the morning? That's right. So that means that having a nutrient-dense breakfast within an hour of waking can really help keep your blood sugar levels stable. So what should your breakfast look like? So as you might suspect, lowering your carbohydrate intake is crucial for managing insulin resistance. Carbs, especially refined ones like sugar bread, pasta, those are going to cause spikes in your blood sugar levels. And when your blood sugar rises, your pancreas will release insulin to help the cells take in that glucose. And over time, high insulin levels can lead to insulin resistance. So instead of eating a typical American breakfast with fruit juice and cereal and muffins and pancakes or even oatmeal, which will send you on a glucose roller coaster, you're going to make sure your breakfast is focused around proteins and healthy fats to keep you energized and avoid those glucose spikes. I know we have this psychological attachment to certain foods for breakfast, but it's time to break that attachment. Change your focus, get dialed in on your health goals, and instead of focusing on the foods you shouldn't eat or can't eat, focus on all the delicious foods you can eat that will nourish and heal your body. So for your first meal, I want you to aim for 30 to 40 grams of protein from sources like eggs, meat, or fish. I love eggs, and I eat 3 to 4 almost every day with goat cheese or cottage cheese or some leftover protein from the night before. And then I usually add some healthy fat like avocado or butter or olive oil. And then sometimes I'll add even low carb veggies or a low sugar fruit like some berries. But the key is really protein, which helps stabilize your blood sugar levels and keeps you full longer. And that will reduce the urge to snack on carby foods later on in the day. So let's move on to biohack number 3, movement. So walking helps your muscles use glucose for energy, which lowers your blood sugar levels, and it will reduce the amount of insulin your body needs to produce. Taking a short walk after meals can make a big difference in managing your blood sugar levels. And morning walks can set a positive tone for your day, and evening strolls can help you unwind while still benefiting your metabolism. So according to a study published in the journal Diabetes Care, regular physical activity, including walking, can significantly enhance insulin action and improve glucose metabolism in individuals with type 2 diabetes. I walk in the morning while I am catching the sunrise. I walk to my local park and I take 2 laps around the track and then head back home. And this takes me about 20 minutes total. I often listen to something inspirational on my walk, and it really helps set the tone for my day. And my goal is to hit at least 10,000 steps each day. So this morning habit, which I also repeat in the evening or later in the day, gives me about 6,000 steps. And the remaining 4,000 steps will come from my regular daily activities. So I told you that I was once pre-diabetic. And during that time, I was vegan, and I thought I ate such healthy foods. But let me tell you how I used to eat. I would wake up and I would make my breakfast and lunch, and I would take a few bites of whatever I was making as I prepped it. And then on the way to work, I'd eat whole grain toast or oatmeal with nut butter. And then once I got to work, I would have a few pieces of fruit and sip on tea that had some kind of nut milk in it all day long. At about 10, I would probably nibble on some nuts. Then at lunchtime, I would have something like brown rice, lentils. Around 2 or 3 p.m., I would be reaching for some kind of sweet treat, maybe like a square of chocolate or something like that. After work, while I'm preparing dinner, I would be snacking on something I would make. My favorite meal was vegan buttery noodles with tofu steaks. And then if I was feeling some kind of way, maybe I would also follow that up later with some dairy-free ice cream during TV time. So while the foods were not inherently bad, I was constantly grazing. As a result, my blood sugar was always on the move. Eating all day long does not give your body a break. It keeps your insulin levels elevated and doesn't allow your body to reset. So for the fourth hack, I want you to focus on eating only 3 meals a day and practicing some easy intermittent fasting. So here you're going to do an overnight fast for at least 12 hours. So the beauty of a 12-hour overnight fast is that you're asleep for most of it. That makes it pretty easy, right? Ideally, you would stop eating 3 to 4 hours before bed, and then you would have breakfast within an hour of waking up. You're gonna fill up on those proteins we talked about earlier, and then don't eat again until lunch. This routine helps regulate your blood sugar levels more effectively. So for example, if you finish your dinner by 6:30 p.m., you wouldn't eat again until 6:30 a.m. the next morning. And this simple fasting period can do wonders for your body's ability to manage your blood sugar. When you take a break from eating, your insulin levels will naturally drop, giving your body a chance to reset and function better. You do not need to jump into those super long fasts you hear people talking about. In fact, fasting for too long can stress your body out, especially if you're already dealing with metabolic issues. Too much stress can raise your cortisol, which in turn can cause your insulin to rise instead of fall. So implementing this kind of fasting routine allows your body to lower insulin levels naturally and improve insulin sensitivity. So my goal is to stop eating around 6:30 each night, and I don't eat again until about 6:30 a.m. the next day. My final hack, number 5 for metabolic health, is getting good sleep. Assess yourself right now. Are you getting good sleep every night? 7 to 9 hours of deep, restful sleep? Let me know in the comments below how many hours of sleep you got last night. Let me know. Because statistics are showing that 1 in 3 adults, which is about 84 million people, do not get the regularly recommended amount of uninterrupted sleep they need to protect their health. And good sleep is key for regulating your insulin sensitivity and overall health. Getting enough sleep isn't just about the number of hours you're in bed, though. It's also about the quality of your sleep. Light and noise pollution in our modern world are disrupting this precious time for healing and regeneration. And exposure to light, especially blue light from screens and TVs, can mess this up by suppressing melatonin production, making it harder to fall asleep and stay asleep. So if you want to heal your body, one of the first things you need to do is to reclaim, to protect, and get serious about your sleep. Your sleep environment should be in a nice, dark, cool room. The darkness is going to help your body produce melatonin, that hormone that controls your sleep-wake cycle, and it syncs your circadian rhythm. Also, keeping your room cool helps you fall asleep faster and sleep more deeply. A cool environment will mimic the natural drop in body temperature that will happen when you're sleeping, and it will promote better sleep. I cannot stress enough how crucial it is to avoid screens and blue light at least an hour before bed, because blue light from devices can trick your brain into thinking it's still daytime, which delays melatonin production and disrupts your circadian rhythm. So if you have to have lights on in your home in the evening, or you need to look at screens after sunset, you want to invest in some quality blue blocking glasses and wear them in the hours before bedtime. So at about 8:45 p.m., I'll put my blue blockers on, and then I'll start getting ready for sleep. And usually I'm in bed by 9 p.m. and asleep by 9:40 with blackout curtains and the air on so the room is cool. And I'm either listening to an audiobook or reading a book with my blue blockers on. That wraps up the 5 biohacks that you can implement to reverse insulin resistance. You want to first get your morning sunlight. Then you're going to break your fast with lower carbs and higher protein. You want to get at least 10,000 steps each day. Practice eating in a 12-hour window. And finally, you want to ensure that you're getting quality sleep at least 7 to 9 hours each night. So these small changes can make a huge difference in your health. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe for more tips on how you can master your metabolic health. Let me know in the comments which step you are going to start with, and feel free to ask any questions. Thanks for watching. Stay healthy.